Hello all, welcome back to another video. Welcome to Sammy G's World of Cinema. Today on the channel, I'm going to be doing a video response video to a challenge that's been making the rounds recently in the film community. It's pick a favourite genre and talk about it, or is it what is your favourite genre and why? And yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today on the channel. And I was kindly tagged by Pedro's Movie Cavern, which I will leave a link to his channel. I'll leave a link to that great video he did, you know, like part of that challenge. And I know there was a guy, a fellow chap called, I think, Lee at, is it Nerdy Geezer? He did a great like video part of that challenge as well. So I will leave a link to both of those guys' videos, part of this challenge. So thank you so much, Pedro, for like tagging me to do this. And I will, at the end of the video, tag 2 people to like take on like this challenge. I think I've got 2 people in mind that I know who I'm going to tag here today on the channel. So I've been into movies probably since I could walk and talk, really. You know, movies has been a big part of my life. You know, it's got me through like the great, fantastic times and the not so fantastic times in my life. And yeah, I think movies has always been there for me, and it's and I think growing up, I would say, like, I was watching a lot of Disney movies, like animated movies, and obviously I'm a big Doctor Who fan. You know, I'd say sci-fi, probably science fiction would be my favourite TV genre, because, you know, Doctor Who, big part of my life. You know, it's my favourite TV show of all time. Has had its rocky moments at times in recent years, especially the Jodie Whittaker era, which I personally wasn't a big fan of, but I know there's a lot of people who do like that era of Doctor Who, which is absolutely brilliant. I've always leaned more towards the Russell T Davies era with David Tennant, my favourite Doctor, and Christopher Eccleston to begin with as well. And then you've obviously Matt Smith coming in, Peter Capaldi with like the Stephen Moffat era, and I have really enjoyed the David Tennant, then Ncuti Gatwa era, like with Russell T Davies, obviously since the 60th anniversary. So that would be my favourite TV genre. Yeah, growing up, I was watching a lot of science fiction movies. You know, like I was brought up with Back to the Future, Star Wars, Star Trek, and yeah, like I would say Indiana Jones, like in terms of like adventure movies and that. So yeah, like there are a couple really good prime examples. Jurassic Park as well, I remember having on like VHS. But over time, I think you know, I would still love those movies. I'd still love sci-fi. I became massive into horror. Probably you're talking about 5-6 years ago, where I was really getting into horror. And I think as well, probably I was liking a lot more thrillers as well, psychological thrillers. And part of horror as well, I want to get more into like anthology horror, which is a subgenre I really want to delve more into as well. And, you know, more action movies that I've, you know, like from the 70s, 80s as well. So, you know, there's a lot of brilliant, like, genres out there. And, you know, I think another big one for me has been foreign language film, you know, like world cinema as well, which is going to sort of intertwine with the genre I've picked for today. So over time, I think if I was to nail it down to one favourite genre, I think for me, personally, guys, it would be drama. There's just a lot of great drama out there, in my personal opinion. I just think there's so much there that I just find either comforting or either really interesting, really engaging, or I find really realistic to life. And, you know, I think there's a, you know, like a couple prime examples, you know, like this was very true to what happened and what went on in the 80s with like the film This Is England. You know, Shane Meadows really was accomplished like a lot of nitty gritty dramas, you know, like Dead Man's Shoes as well, which is like a revenge drama, and a more like subtle like drama, like what was the other one? Summerstown, which was a brilliant 65-minute drama. And yeah, like you get a revenge. You can, you know, like with drama, there's so much like to explore. So you've got like a revenge drama like Dead Man's Shoes. There's you've got an LGBT drama, which have I got it right here? Oh yes, and this is one of my favourite films of all time. And again, going back to like what I was saying about foreign language film, Blue is the Warmest Colour, LGBT drama, which is fantastic. One of my favourite films ever. It's in my top 20 films of all time. And honestly, guys, the 3 hours just fly by. It is utterly magnificent. I absolutely love it. And also, I will show this one as well, like this is like an anthology drama, and I think is this Argentinian film, Spanish film, sorry. And yeah, like you've got like 6 stories going on in this film, so you know, like situations that have happened in each of these characters' life. So I've gone, there's So I've gone with this one as well, like, to show like Wild Tales, which is utterly magnificent, one of the greatest foreign language films, but one of the, probably up there with one of the best anthology drama movies. Utterly magnificent. And I watched and it's so interesting. Like you've got a great anthology drama, like I picked it up recently over there in the corner. You've got what is it, Night on Earth, where you're basically focusing on all these you know, like taxi drivers in like each different countries, and that is brilliant. So you can do something like that with a drama where you're focusing on, at the same time, all these cab drivers at the same time in different parts of the world. But not only that, you could do something psychological but put a horror theme in there, like Rosemary's Baby, which fantastic film. Of course, I know Roman Polanski, very shady guy, you know, a very infamous name, and I totally understand that. But to separate the arts from the artist, yeah, Rosemary's Baby, fantastic film. It's more like the suspense and the builds up, you know, like when there's this news that occurs, and it really tampers on Rosemary's sort of like life in a way. You know, there's a lot of suspense that plays around this film, so you can have a drama that's got a lot of suspense and build up but put a horror theme to it. So that's Rosemary's Baby. And oh guys, what a cracking movie this is. Shawshank Redemption. I mean, yeah, for me, guys, my second favourite film of all time, and this is just a prime example of a sublime prison drama. So again, prison drama, and this is a real prime example of that. It is a wonderful film. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys, there are some very bleak moments in there as well, but yeah, like in terms of putting prison drama both together, this is just an absolutely wonderful film. And yeah, and my second favourite film of all time. I absolutely love it with all my heart. And you can also have, again, focusing on so many different characters across the board, and you know, like eventually all these characters will come together in the end, some of which do, like to a certain extent. And yet again, you can have like a sprawling epic like Magnolia, soaring 35mm. Holy shit, guys, this was something else on the big screen. This was absolutely wonderful. You know, like you're focusing on all these different characters, personalities, one at a time, and then it all pieces together, you know, like in due course. And each of these characters, you're just so invested with like every sub-story that's like going for them. And yeah, like you're focusing on each personality one at a time, and you know, it keeps you engaged, it keeps you on the hook, and oh god, yeah, fantastic stuff. My favourite Paul Thomas Anderson film. You've also can do like you've also got a biopic when it comes to drama, like music biopic as well. And this is another great example. Control, my favourite music biopic, but one of my favourite films of all time, focusing on you know, like the life and death of was it Ian Curtis? And yeah, very moving, very impactful, and it is a real bleak drama, but it's like a music biopic, and I think it's a pretty accurate music biopic to Ian Curtis of Joy Division, I forgot to say. And yeah, we're focusing on him and his life and the band members of you know, Joy Division, like you've got Peter Hook and Bernard Sumner in there as well. And yeah, it's a really bleak, gritty drama, but one of my favourite films of all time. And also the guy who plays Ian Curtis, Sam Riley, is like a spitting image of him. He really is. So yeah, wonderful film. And you've got Samantha Morton, who I think was in The Walking Dead in like subsequent years. So yeah, that's Control. And you've also got you can have like a gangster crime drama as well, you know, like again, there's so much to be engrossed by, you know, like again, it all comes down to like character work at the end of the day, and the characters that really keep you like hooked and engaged. And you know, like what's the crimes that's been committed in this film, and what's the dealings that's gone on here. Excuse me, guys. And yeah, like when you've got, and the thing that really comes with it is the brilliant acting as well, but the characters, the story, the crimes in the movie, that's, you know, what sudden consequences that are yet to come. And this is like a really good example of a crime gangster drama in that. And you've got King of New York, which is utterly fantastic, guys. Probably one of the best first-time watches for me, like this year. And it is absolutely wonderful. Yeah, this was a first-time watch for me 2 months ago, and that's a great example of a like gangster crime drama. You can have like another like sort of crime drama that's you know, like also like a character study as well. So you can have like a character study drama, and a prime example of that would be Taxi Driver. Just worth it for the acting alone, really. Like Robert De Niro, wow, oh my god, woof, what a performance from him. You know, this is definitely my favourite lead role of Robert De Niro in this film, and it's absolutely not to take away from his other roles as well, because Robert De Niro is just a master at his own craft, and you know, like especially under the direction of Scorsese in here. Scorsese's just a genius, a mastermind in my opinion. And you know, when you've got the direction of Scorsese, the wonderful sheer class acting from Robert De Niro in this, you know, like holy shit, guys, it is just the two things, you know, just go hand in hand. It is brilliant. The score as well, and that's another thing with a drama piece. You've got brilliant score, you know, like on many great movies, and this being one of them. So the score from Bernard Herrmann is just absolutely brilliant. Sorry if I may have mispronounced that name there. And yeah, like you've got other great dramas that's either based off a book, and I have read the book of this from Stephen, what is it, Stephen Krobsky, who has done like the screenplay and he directed the film. But also, yeah, like you've got a banging soundtrack in a drama as well, and you know, like you're focusing on three characters, and it's like a coming of age story as well. So like Perks of Being a Wallflower, which is one of my traditional end of year movies, and I'm going to talk about another one of those like in a very second. But yeah, this is just, it's like a very sort of bittersweet, you know, like somber sort of drama when you're focusing on like there's one like main character that's having to deal with a whirlpool of emotions, and he's dealing with you know, like this traumatic experience that's happened in the past. So the main guy called Charlie, played by Logan Lerman, and I think, guys, he is such an underrated actor. I don't know what that guy is doing like nowadays, but yeah, blimey, when he was starring in some movies like back in the 2010s, he was really doing so incredibly well. I don't know what he's doing nowadays. I think the last thing I heard from Logan Lerman was probably in that what do you call it, in I think it was like an Amazon Prime TV series like 5 years ago. So you can have something like that where based off a book and it's a screenplay and that sort of drama. You've also got, again, my end of year like trilogy. So like Perks of Being a Wallflower on the 30th of December, and then you've got and this one I include on the every 29th of December, and that's Lost in Translation. Again, I just love this, you know, worth it for both the two leads alone, really, like watching their performances. Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson in Lost in Translation, which is just a film that I didn't used to like on first viewing. I actually, when I first watched it, guys, I think I rightly remember I hated it, and, you know, and I switched it off after half an hour. I watched it in its entirety, and I thought, you know, I didn't particularly like it. And I sat on it I sat on it for a while, and then I came back to it, and I thought, yeah, that's really good. Watched it again, loved it. So this was a real grower for me, this was, and yeah, just when you've got like, you know, brilliant actors as well, you know, and well-beloved actors that can carry off a real kind of simplistic plot, possibly, you know, it makes for, you know, like a really good, wholesome, you know, like drama piece, and this being a prime example on that, and as well, another thing I forgot to mention with drama, when you've got beautiful, like, nightlife cinematography, but cinematography as well, as, to be honest, and this set in like Japan as well, and some of the scenic locations as well. Again, that really can like keep you intrigued and think, you know what, I'd love to go to this place one day. And yeah, this very much ticked those boxes for me, because I would love to visit Tokyo, Japan one day, and it's all thanks to that movie, really. So it's Lost in Translation, Perks of Being a Wallflower, and then every New Year's Eve, like every tail end of the year, I would sign off the year with the film 500 Days of Summer, one of my favourite films of all time, and I don't have a Blu-ray copy of it at the minute. I definitely need to add that to my collection at some point. I think I've just, for the last few years, just watched it on Disney Plus, but no, I definitely need to do better than that and get it in my collection, because it's well deserving. And yeah, like 500 Days of Summer, utterly wonderful, you know, like that's the film I end every year on. The soundtrack, the acting, and the film that just is got this real great it's like is it like a non-linear sort of timeline narrative to it, and yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, like another thing with drama is you can have sports, boxing drama, and look no further than this, as I've got to say, is I mean, don't get me wrong, guys, you've got a lot of great sports boxing dramas out there, but this is just I think this just says it all, really, you know, like Rocky, yeah, one of the greatest films ever. It's gotta be, hasn't it? I mean, you know, and it really is. I mean, it's just I mean, we just focus on the one character for the entirety of the film, and, you know, like the great side characters and then it's all about the training, the build up to this ultimate match that happens, you know, like 1v1, and yeah, it's absolutely just wonderful. So you can have a great boxing drama, and again, you can have a drama that's based off like a true story, an incredible true story, and this is based off a true story, and you can bring sort of like a source of inspiration into a drama. So with this drama, Bruce Springsteen, who I am a big fan of, and how someone's music's had an impact on someone's life and really changed someone's perspective on music, and it really is all those ingredients put to this, really. So that's Blinded by the Light, really great film. You know, like it's yeah, wonderful film about this guy, and yeah, he's like a journalist, and then yeah, like when he's got all these issues going on in his life, and you know, at home he doesn't have the best relationship with his dad for a period of time, and then Bruce Springsteen really changed his life in this. So that's Blinded by the Light. And then my most watched film ever, and yeah, my most watched film ever, and one of my favourite films of all time. I know Tony at the Retro Movie Zone has been singing this film's praises, you know, like on his latest like Saturday morning like blogs, and I've got a bit of a shout out to Craig at RPM Music, because this is one of his favourite films of all time. It's certainly one of my favourite films of all time, and that's Cares, you know, just focusing on life in 1960s Barnsley, and just someone who's, you know, like not got the best reputation at school, someone who's not really coping with, you know, like life at school, and issues going on at home, and this, and when you bring this kestrel into the film, it really is a life-changing point for Billy Casper, and you can have a lovely friendship between someone and like a hawk, or you know, like any like sort of like bird or animal in there, and yeah, that's really great, especially when you've got films like Marley and Me and other great like films like that, where you can focus on someone and their and like their dog as well. Like an animal can really make a great impact on a drama. So there's like that. That's a really good example of that with a kestrel. And you can have something that's really quirky and off the wall sort of thing. And again, when you do something really quirky and off the scale, really, and it's very bombastic sort of thing, and you can bring a lot of colour, quirky ingredients in there. And again, Rushmore from Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson is a champion when it comes to real quirky and very off the wall sort of things when it comes to in a drama, and there's again a great soundtrack as well, and comedy elements to it as well, which you can always mesh the two things together with comedy drama, and this being one of those. And yeah, it's and this is a really good example of that as well. And yeah, and then when you've got a trilogy of drama films as well that's based off two characters in the space of like 10 years after this film and 10 years after another film, you know, I think again you can have a great trilogy of films that's centered around two characters, and then the film is set 10 years after this, 10 years after this. And again, guys, look no further than the Before trilogy when it comes to that, you know, like especially set in three different countries as well. So like Before Sunrise, set in Austria, Before Sunset, which is based in France, Paris, I believe, and Before Midnight, which I think it's set in Greece, I think it is. So yeah, like you've got scenic, beautiful views, the locations, and just conversational driven at its very best in this. You know, it's great just seeing these two main characters just walking around the streets of these beautiful locations. That keeps you engaged, and their acting, the scripts and the dialogue is just absolute second to none. So that's the Before trilogy. So there's some great examples of really why drama is my favourite genre, and how much it like means to me as well. And you know, again, I just find there's a lot of great sort of variety of when it comes to drama. There's other great examples as well. Like you've got One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, again, that really deals with like mental health. And you've also got The Elephant Man, which is another brilliant film. Again, again, I think based off a true story. And again, the acting's just brilliant. And we're focusing on like one character and how it is for this one character to be, mistreated by a lot of other people. But then when you see like someone near and dear comes into like that person's life, and it's a really beautiful drama to watch. It's a fantastic movie, that. And I'm just thinking, well, you can have drama elements to a movie as well, like say Spider-Man 2, like a superhero movie that's got a drama element to it where you're focusing on like Peter Parker, who just wants to live an everyday life without for length of time without thinking of going into the role of Spider-Man, and he's just wanting to do what every person wants to do, and he wants to just live his life and just go about his route, go with his gut feeling, with his routine, and go to uni, go to work, and go to a stage play, and that. So you've got a drama element to that. You've got drama elements when it comes to animation movie as well. I'm trying to think of a great example of that. Well, you've got the film Up as well, which starts out to be like a beautiful bittersweet drama, and I think it is like a drama for the most part, like an animation drama. So those are some great examples when it comes to that. And just thinking on top of my head, and another great trilogy of films that is classed as dramas, like the Three Colours trilogy. So when you come to focusing on the MonsterVerse movies as well, you've got you can have a good portion of time spending on this couple or these characters that spend time together, and how they're dealing with the fact that they've got a big dinosaur that's on the loose, or a big gorilla as well, and they have conversations about that. So you've got drama elements to that as well, and especially as well Superman as well. You focus on Lois Lane and Clark Kent, and you focus on their chemistry and how it is for their lives as well. So it's things like that really that is why drama means so much to me, and I think it is my favorite genre of all time. I think there's a lot to drama, and there's a lot going for it. And I didn't even mention Forrest Gump as well, which is great versatile drama, where it is beyond belief what goes on in that film, but a guy that tells his life story just makes it all so interesting and engaging with the things he goes on to doing in his life, and how he really comes out of his comfort zone as well. And when he meets someone very near and dear in his life, and and then he goes on to being in the army, meet the president, he would go on to he goes on to this competition as well, and and he goes on this incredible, bewildering run for over 3 years. It's again, that's got so much going for it. So some of my favorite films are dramas as well. And you've got another drama as well, where you can focus on someone's life over the course of 12 years of filmmaking. So Boyhood's a great example of that. You can focus on, and coming of age drama, where you focus on someone that is young, and then maybe a teenager, and then a young adult, and then an older adult. So things like that, and there's so much going for it, this genre. And I do want to just thank Pedro for requesting me to do this video and tagging me in this challenge. So thank you very much, mate. I really do appreciate that. So I am going to nominate 2 people, and I'm going to nominate I'm going to nominate Scott the Movie Critic, because I would love to see Scott possibly do a response video to this. I think Scott would absolutely nail it, so I will nominate Scotty for this. I think I know what his favourite genre is, but I will leave that to Scott, and I'm sure he would do a brilliant job at it. I'm also going to nominate Roy at Blu-Ray Movies as well to do this, so they're the two people I'm going to nominate to do this and to take on like this challenge, and I'm sure both of those guys would do a brilliant job at it, and I will leave a link to both of those guys' channels as well. So guys, let me know your thoughts on this genre of drama and some of your favourite drama films, and what's your thoughts on this like genre, and yeah, like any of the movies that I've mentioned and showcased, what's your thoughts on them titles as well. I would love to know all of that good stuff in the comments down below. So thanks for watching, cheers for stopping by, and until next time, I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye.